Two things are enough to ruin the quality of our life. First thing I've already have mentioned in my so many videos, our belief. And the second thing is our ability to choose the thing about which thing we actually give care. Normally we choose the wrong things. We choose the fertile things about which we actually give care. But the things we should care about, we normally ignore those things. We give too much care about smaller things that really don't matter to us. And we spend a lot more time, a lot more energy on those things. And sometimes we feel bad. There's nothing to do in those things, but still we feel bad. And that's how we make our life complicated. Like, my boss was in a good mood and he behaved me in a good way, and I was feeling good. And after a particular moment, without any rhymes or reasons, he argued with me and he said so much bad to me. I couldn't even understand what happened to him. Now, the whole day I kept thinking about that incident. The whole day I was looking forward for the reason in which might be I would have made some kind of mistake. Might be he would be in another kind of situation that he was not able to understand. And how dare he told me this, and how dare he treated me like this. The whole day I kept thinking about that particular thing. And I had an argument with my wife. She was upset, she was drained, and I asked her to prepare a coffee for me. Somehow she was not able to prepare the coffee, she was not in that energy, and she enjoyed me completely. She turned me down, and I got freaked out. Now I'm thinking about how dare she told me like this. She is my wife, and how dare she enjoyed me. It's her duty to prepare a coffee, it's her duty to serve me, it's her duty to make all my wishes come true. We gave a damn about smaller things. Like, I had a friendship with any person. That person couldn't come to meet me, and I was waiting for him or her, and he got late. And at the 11th hour, that person calls me out and says, "Actually, I went into something and I couldn't tell you about that. I wouldn't be able to make it. I'm terribly sorry." And at the 11th hour, we feel bad because we waited for that person for 1 hour, 2 hours. And after that, we got a call from that person. These kind of things normally makes any person feel bad and frustrated as well. But these are the smaller things. Why don't we consider like these kind of things are not meant for us to consider? These kind of things are normally small situations that normally teach us that how we could live the better life, how we could not give a damn about these small things, how we could make our time the time we had in which we are thinking about the smaller things, we can thinking about another things as well. Like, when I had an argument with my wife, I could have thought about, like, there was a deadline, I had to work on this. She might be in a thinking that I was not in that energy, so that's why she enjoined me to prepare a coffee. I was meeting a person and I couldn't meet that person because that person suddenly got another things to do, and there were so many things on that particular person's plate, and that's why that particular person couldn't come up. And I had a time of 1 hour, 2 hour. I could have worked on my another project, I could have read a book, I could have done anything that was necessary for me. I could have completed my presentation, but I didn't consider. Why we don't consider the time, that time we spend by thinking about any other thing, by squandering our energy on fertile discussions that actually makes us feel bad in any another positive thing? Why we don't use our time the way the time is supposed to be used? Why we only consider that this is the time, I need to use this time in that time in which we really don't need to use, in that activity in which we really don't need to use? Our mind makes us to work on the things that really are not for us. And we get caught up with all those tasks. That's why we win our life. That's why we win our time. That's why we feel like we didn't do anything. That's why it feels like we had a lot more time, but we didn't do anything. And sometimes we feel like we actually don't have the time for all the things. We all have one excuse: we don't have time. But we don't consider the people who have established so much, the people who are example for the society, the people with whom people gets the inspiration. They only had 24 hours. We have 24 hours too. But how those people got different from us, and how those people did something different, and how those people are living different kind of lifestyle, because they figured out on which thing they really need to talk about, on which thing they really need to work, on which thing they really needed to give a damn about, and they only invested their energy on those things. They knew that this thing would squander their time. This thing won't let them do the things, won't let them materialize the thing that really are meant for them. And they actually figured out. They contemplate about so many times about the things. They filtered out all the thoughts, all the belief, and all the activities, and all the chances in which they could have squandered their time, or those activities could have squandered their time as well. They figured out, they invested their time in only all those activities, all those tasks that really were leading to them towards their goals. And that's how they managed themselves. That's how they managed to get success. That's how they are living different lifestyle. They had their strong belief. They didn't have their poor beliefs. They knew that which thing was for them and which thing was not for them. And that's how their life is different right now. That's how we feel like I wish, or we wish we could be like that person. We read about those people, we take inspiration from the people, we read a quote, we normally talk about those quotes and make people believe in these quotes, but we don't actually apply all those things. We read the books, we read about them, and after that, we forget about that thing, what we have actually got. We read about the people just for read. We should read about the people to learn, to change our life, to do something meaningful in our life. Life is easy, so facile, but we make it complicated by putting ourselves into different situations which are fatal, which are useless. Like the whole time we kept thinking about the smaller things, and these kind of things can be solved, and sometimes there is no need to think about all these kind of things. If we keep thinking about the smaller things, how we would make our times for life-changing big things. If I kept thinking about, like, my boss told me this thing and now I'm upset, I wouldn't be able to work for him. I wouldn't be able to serve to the company. I wouldn't be able to complete my targets. It would affect my performance too. If I kept thinking about the things, why I'm not able to think about, okay, he was in a bad mood. Okay, he must have had his own pressures. He must have had his own responsibilities. He might not be able to complete his own targets as well. And he might have had resentment with his bosses too. Let it be. Let's forgive that person. Why we just not only reach to that point in which we could forgive the people, and after that just work in our own work time, work in our own present? Why we normally don't think? Why we don't just think, okay, it was just smaller things, let's work on the another thing. This thing is not for me. This thing will consume my time. And better I work on my project. Better, I spend time with my family. Better, I just discuss with my wife like what was the reason. Were you feeling drained, or you were just not in a mood to prepare a coffee? It's okay if you didn't prepare a coffee. Next time I would take care of this. Whenever I'd make coffee, I'd prepare for you as well, and I give you the chance to replenish yourself. We both are husband and wife. We both are in a team. We both have the duty to take care of each other. I'm sorry I told you at that time when you were not in that energy to do something for me, and you have served me a lot. You have supported me a lot. This is the solution of the problem. Just discuss with the thing with the person, and that's and solve the problem. And don't squander too much time in just thinking. Overthinking actually wins the time. Overthinking wins the energy. Overthinking wins the present. Overthinking wins the mood. But we choose overthinking. Why we try to solve each and every problem in our mind rather than discussing that particular thing with the person, if it's possible to solve that problem by discussing the things with the person? Why we put ourselves to solve in puzzle? Every time there's no need to solve a puzzle. Puzzle can only be solved if we are the only one who is the part of that puzzle, who is the part of that solution, who is the part of that problem. But if there are more than two people involved, just discuss the thing with the people and clarify and reach the conclusion and solve the problem. Don't spend too much time on smaller things, and make your time for big life-changing things. That's how you'd be able, that's how I would be able to perform. That's how I would be able to live the purposeful life. That's how I would be able to make strategies so that I could live the life that I want to live. Life is so easy, but we make it complicated. The moment we choose the fertile things, the moment we spend our time by thinking in smaller things, the moment we choose these are the things that aren't meant for me, these are the things on which I really need to consider and spend my time and energy. The moment we start filtering out the things, life becomes easy. The moment we start avoiding the situations in which we would stuck in argument, life easy. The moment somehow we stuck in argument unbeknownstly, and we just walk away from that argument by saying sorry to that person, life becomes easy. We avoid the chance just to think about that person. We avoid a chance like I could have told this thing in that discussion, but I didn't. Sometimes it happens with every person. Like when we are in a discussion, when we are in argument, we try to retaliate that person, but we don't have anything to say. But after the argument, we think like I could have told this thing to the person. I could have retaliated that person by saying this thing. And we feel like I wish I could have told this thing. And then I wouldn't have had to think right now. And his face would be like seenable at that time. We just try to put ourselves into that situation. We just try to add insult to the injury. Means we just try to bad situation more worse, and we enjoy those situations rather than we avoid the situation and work on our priorities, work on our relationship, work on our career. We don't consider. The whole time we enjoy the negative things, bad things that actually wins our mood, wins our experience, wins our life, wins our present, wins our energy. And then we normally say, we don't have time, we couldn't do anything, I tried so many things. Then we try to coddle ourselves, then we feel overprotective about ourselves. Sometimes there is a need to accept the truth. Sometimes there is need to be true to yourself, to ourselves. Like I spend time in that discussion. So was I good? Is that a good decision? I spent my time in that discussion. I was trying to retaliate that person. Was that discussion, was that retaliation gave me something that would add value in my life? No. That discussion, that retaliation didn't give anything to me. Now I wouldn't be able to learn anything from this. So there is a time to think about this thing, where we are spending our time, on which things we are spending our time, with which kind of people we are spending our time, and with which kind of discussions we are involving ourselves. Just to make life easy. It's not complicated. Just work on the things. Contemplate about the things. Write down everything. Notice where you are spending time. Which are the activities that are useless. We all do so many useless activities. We all squander the time at particular extent. Like sometimes I do the very thing as well. But as usual, we are human. We can't be productive every time, and we can't be lazy anytime. Both of the things will ruin the life. Both of the things consume the energy, and then we feel overwhelmed. Overproductivity makes us feel overwhelmed, and over laziness makes us feel overwhelmed as well. When we are overproductive, we are not taking care of ourselves, we are not taking care of our body, then it brings the anxiety. Over laziness brings the anxieties too, because we didn't do anything. Our neighbor, he got a good job, he got promoted, he tied a knot with someone, now he's having a family. But we couldn't do anything because we made the bad choices. We were spending time with bad companies. We were just spending our time in gossiping. We chose not to study. We got failed. The job we got, we are not satisfied because we couldn't make the decision for our career. And now we are struggling to find the right kind of job, to choose the right kind of career. And because we are in this situation, now we can't even think about marrying with someone because we made the bad choices. We didn't take care of the time. We took the time for granted. But the time is a thing that never shouldn't be for granted. When you rinse the time, that time rinses you. When you make the time, that time makes you. Always make your time. Like I've mentioned that sometimes I squander the time as well. But how my time gets squandered, I think about the idea. But I got disturbed. I try to do the things, but over the blue something happens. The place where I live, there's a lack of privacy. And I'm not able to think about any particular idea. I'm not able to do all the activities that I used to do. That's how my time got squandered. But I'm aware, and working on the things takes natural time. And bit by bit, I'd have to figure out something, and I'm in this process. But I'm aware, I know I'm wasting my time, and I know why this time is getting wasted. And I'm trying to find all the areas so that I could avoid. Now sharing a room with someone, nothing can be done in this situation. We can make that person not to do anything. That person would do anything, that person makes noises, that person do every kind of things, and it would create disturbance. Especially in content creation, we all know that. Especially in study, we all know that. Or any kind of things. But I'm figuring out the areas so that I could shoot the video. Right now, I shot the video in this park. It was the only peaceful place that I found because I didn't have that much time. Even I didn't have the topic. Whatever is in my mind, I just started speaking before the camera. And that's how I'm making the video. It turned out to make the video. Whenever I'm in the moment, automatically idea comes up, creativity showers me with serendipity, and then I make the video. It's enough making a video. It's enough to express myself, whatever it's in my mind. It's enough to share with you whatever I want to share, and it's more than enough. Whenever I get the time and moment, I shoot the video, and that's how I went out everything that ever is in my heart. But I know these are the problems. I need to work on these problems, and I avoid all the discussions that aren't meant for me. At least I avoid all the discussions, all the small things, so that I could make my time for big life-changing things. Because Tim Boris said, let the small bad things happen in your life. If you don't, you will not be able to make the time for life-changing big things. And this thought actually touched my heart. This quote actually resonated with me. It was a book on which this quote was mentioned, The Deep Work. The only thing that I could learn about that book, learn from that book, that I took away, it was that quote. And rest of the things that I learned, that was only, we already have an idea how to focus. So this quote actually put a deep impact on me. And I try to avoid every single discussion which squanders my time. And I try to make the most of my time. Some things can be controlled and some things can't be controlled. But we squander our time for the things, to control the things that aren't for us, that can be controlled. So we try to control the things by keep contemplating about the things. But sometimes we don't even put our efforts and we think nothing can be done. But sometimes we put our efforts, but we try to control the things that can be controlled. Every situation we do the very kind of thing, and in every situation we are feeling helpless. And we think like life can't be changed. Life can be changed. If we choose the right people, if we choose the right discussions, if we choose the meaningful discussions, if we choose the meaningful projects, if we choose the meaningful places, if we choose the meaningful activities to take care about, life can be changed. If we only control the things that can be controlled, and if we all leave all the things that can't be controlled by just giving our 100% and making them believe we did everything, and after that, whatever would happen, I'll take care of this. I'll cross the bridge when I come to it. That's it. Some good beliefs, some efforts, and some avoidance. These kind of three things can change the whole life. Avoid the useless situations. Work with good beliefs and do everything. Automatically quality of life changes. Automatically clarity comes up. Automatically we start making a good decision. Automatically we start living the better life. The moment we cut out each and every person that is not for us, life is easy. Two kind of people live easy life. First, who are introvert. Second, who know what kind of people they need in their life. That's it. They don't involve themselves in useless situations, useless people. I'm not saying that people are useless. Every human being is important. Somehow it uttered from my mouth and I'm terribly sorry. But some actions they do, they make them in the lens of another person useless. Some discussion they do, they bring up with some useless discussion. Their behaviors make another people useless. So they know which person is important which person lives the meaningful life, which person brings up with meaningful ideas, and they know I need to spend time with this person. They filter out the people. And whenever they do this, they live the easy life. They are not in argument, nor they are in any kind of disputes. Everything is clear. They work together, they share ideas together, they have a good time together. This is the way to live the life. And we all can live this kind of life. Like, I was in a group, I spent a time with 12 people, then I filtered out some people. 9 out of 12 people didn't show me in that way. And I showed up with everyone. But I considered the way I showed up myself, they were not like that. It was not their cup of tea. Then I limited myself with 3 people. Those 3 people embraced me the way I was. And I embraced them too. Now I only have 3 friends in the group of 12 people. I limited myself. But still, I set some boundaries with those people too. Like, in this time frame, I'm not free. I'd be doing this thing. And after that, if you want to spend time with me, then at this particular time, I'm available. And still, I'm making time for my things. Still, I'm making time for my friends too. We all live with these kind of people. The people who want fun in their life. The people who spend time their life to be with someone. The people spend time in the gossip as well. And I have this kind of friend too right now. And that's how I limit myself and my time as well. I give priority to my things, and after that time remains 10%, 20%. Then I give my time to those people, my friends, because they are necessary too. Even friends squanders your time, but friends are friends, they're necessary too. You can't just get rid of your friends. You can just leave them in the midst without any rhymes and reasons. You can just say to them, you squander my time, I won't be with you all. It hurts them. It really will hurt them. You can say this thing. Just try to spend less and less time, and the only thing I do, they know this person is busy throughout the day, and at this time this person will be free. We can spend time with that person. People automatically adjust their expectations. Just do the things. This is the small things. If we keep consider that people will get hurt every time, and we keep prioritizing the people, their work, their help, we won't be able to help ourselves. We won't be able to work on our things, to work on our relationship, to work on our career, to work on our mental well-being. Mental well-being always wins when we give a damn about the people. The people are not for us. The people who squanders our energy. The people who always shows up when they need us. They don't show us. They don't show up at that time when we need them. And we keep chasing all these kind of people. That time mental well-being wins. So always protect your mental well-being. Always protect your relationship. Always work for your career. Always filter out the things. And with this beautiful message, I hope I've got a lot more clarity about myself. And if there's anything in your mind to share something, please share with me. That's all I've got to say about this. Brings the smiles on everyone's face. Make the world a better place to live. Signing off, Vivek Kumar, your buddy. Bye bye.